Okay. I'm gonna kind of do things. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna do things simple. So yesterday I had an experience where I watched my body reacting to something. And I have a pretty good idea of what it was reacting to. But what the reactions did was they caused other parts of my memory to be activated. And the feeling of um, not having something came up. This feeling of not being able to share a certain part of my experience in a certain kind of way um, ultimately ended up being the thought that took place. But the thought did not take place first. The feeling took place first. And a lot of people would potentially say that that feeling took place because it was something that I had not yet worked through. But I've worked through this same feeling so many times that it's like, I mean, it's just funny to think that that it even still pops up in memory. Anyways, so I was never really like totally sad yesterday. It was just like this. I had to allow this whole thing to go through my form. But what I had recognized is that I spent the whole day with someone that was depressed, sad about their life, lying to their children, not making very many positive choices in order to not perpetuate the cycle of lying and unhappiness, regret, feeling bad about themselves. And all of that, sitting in front of it and listening to it, is easy to move aside from mentally. But physically, I still interchange with that being. I still exchange cells and space. I still blend with that being, and I become part of their experience. I'm gonna just read out of this book real quick. Where should we start? Oh, the imbalance causing the disease may originate in the consciousness in the form of some negative awareness, and it may then manifest in the mind, where the seed of the disease may lie in the deeper subconscious in the form of anger, fear, or attachment. These emotions will manifest through the mind into the body. Repressed fear will change derangement of veda, anger, excess pitta, and envy, greed, attachment, aggravated kapha. These imbalances of the tridosha affect natural body resistance or the immune system, and thus the body can become susceptible to disease. This is the one that people have a tendency to, this is the one I feel people are more prone to jumping on board with understanding. But there's another version. And this is the one that I think oftentimes, not all the time, but oftentimes takes place in this particular form, being body conscious and aware of how others are affecting it. Maybe not aware specifically in each moment, but sorry about the yawning. That's me. Sometimes the imbalance causing the disease process may first occur in the body and then manifest in the mind and consciousness. Foods, living habits, and environments with attributes similar to those of the dosha human will be antagonistic to the bodily tissues. They will create an imbalance that is first manifested on the physical level and later affects the mind through a disturbance of the tridosha. We don't need to read any more of that, but we can consider that there are two-way streets happening with every experience. It's not necessarily, and I'm not saying that particular book is right or wrong. I'm just saying it's another way to kind of look at things. If you're a pretty happy camper and you go over and hang out with somebody that's way uber depressed, and then you all of a sudden, find yourself 6-8 hours later going, why do I feel like nothingness? What is this emptiness that I'm thinking in my head? And there were no thoughts. I mean, yesterday I wrote a little note. Yesterday I wrote a note about what it was that I was feeling, but I went back today and I reread it, and I don't even really understand all of it because there aren't even really any words. And then I'm getting responses from people that are reflective of something that sounds almost like I feel sorry for you, or not everybody obviously, but when people are coming from their own perspective and potentially not having looked as deeply into, the 1,000 degrees of sadness, are they really reading me for me, or are they reading me from them? Because if anybody knows me, they know that the sadness that I experience, I don't even know if I'm going to call it sadness anymore. It just seems kind of silly to call it sadness. It doesn't make any sense to call it sadness to me, because I'm not sad. I'm working. Somehow I'm working through whatever it was on the physical plane that activated my physical form to feel some sort of agitation or stirring or excitability, or something that moved it to start conjuring up images, pictures. Oh gosh, it would be nice if I could see this person again. It's been so long. Tear. Wow. I guess I really do miss that person. Tear, tear. And then next thing you know, you're like, wow, maybe if I just cry, I can get it all out. And, well, you might not be like that, but I am. I just figure if it's happening, I should probably engage with it rather than being upset about it. So I wasn't upset. I wasn't feeling bad. I wasn't worried. But I watched it, and I took the opportunity to allow it to just happen. Hi, kitty. You want to come and say hi to everybody? Yes, come here. Oh, yes. Say hi, kitty. Hi, kitty, kitty. Well, you don't say hi, kitty. You say hello, people. Oh, actually, you're a girl. Well, not that it matters. Hi. Come on, honey. Get your mommy. Get your mommy. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You like it? You like it? Here you go, baby. Here you go. Do you want to go outside? Is that what you're trying to do? Can you do that? This is so funny. We got a little door because we can't afford a regular door. Well, we might be able to. I don't know. I know I can't. But I just cut the screen open. It's not a cat. Can just walk in and out of the house. But anyways, so really, when it comes down to your emotions and it comes down to feeling, don't get bummed out thinking that whatever it is that's happening in that instant moment is really what's happening, because there's so much that's going on around you at all times. There's so much energy everywhere. To get more exploratory about it might be helpful, because one, it'll take you away from the immediate you, meaning it'll take you away from having to think that you're the only one going through it, or you're the only one feeling it, or you're the only one that's ever experienced it before. Because the truth of the matter is you're probably just experiencing it at a time when no one else around you is experiencing it. And that makes it feel like you're going through it alone, but really they've experienced some level of it somewhere along the line. And it's like this sort of every once in a while we all of a sudden like, oh, we get it, oh my gosh, look at us, we're so totally together, and then we're back off again. But we're never really off. We're just, whenever it feels like we're this with someone that we're regularly engaged with, over here, these two are bumping in with these other parties. So to try and engage in your life in a way that lets you see what you're. Okay, clearly I'm done. I guess I'm done. Ism doesn't. How do I turn this off? Because this big bar is in the way now. And I think 10 minutes is way plenty. So, thank you. Take a peek at yourself. Really look at what's going on. If you're hanging out with angry, depressed people, more than likely you're going to be angry and depressed, and then you'll probably start talking angry and depressed, and then the next thing you know, you'll probably start having angry and depressed, thoughts and ideas pop up in your head. So just kind of really take an opportunity to say to yourself, if I'm trying to enhance the quality of my life, who is it? Where is it exactly that I'm hanging around with? Well, you can't just start turning people off because they're depressed, or you can't just start. No, it's not about that. It's about being aware so that whenever I go anywhere, that I can be fully prepared to make sure that I'm governing my own self, watching my own self, participating with my own self, and watching how it exchanges, and watching how it flows, and watching how it moves with everything else on the planet, because it's all one thing, people. So give yourself the benefit of the doubt once in a while. Don't get too down on yourself, because everybody experiences some level of whatever that feeling is that feels heavy and not quite pleasurable. But give yourself a good cry, and start doing research. Find out how you got there. Find out what parts of it are real, what parts of it are not real, and let it go. If someone is making you sad, ask yourself, am I just sad because of the memory of the moment? Am I just sad because of the time that we used to have, which doesn't exist, and the reason we're not there anymore is because the relationship is nothing like that? What is it that I'm remembering exactly? If in fact the last moments of the relationship were so wildly scattered and just nonsensical, how could I allow myself in a present moment to slip into some form of long-term sadness if in fact it's just pictures of things that don't exist in my head, and they were instigated by another human's sadness? So, and maybe, I don't know, this is just me. I'm going based on things that I've read, things that I've learned, ways that I've created to study for myself and practice for myself, and what I think works. So, it's pretty much up to you. Here I go babbling again. Just keep on talking. I kind of want to just stay with you, though. You want to stay here with me for a second? Look, here we go. We'll just sit by the back deck here. This is me by my back door. What do you think? You pretty excited? Are you pretty excited? Are you pretty excited? Are you pretty excited? Look at my eye. My other eye. And my other eye. And my other eye. Today's a great day. I can smell it. Yeah, pretty sure. Anyways, alright, cool. I'm out.